I'm Eddie Muller, welcoming you to a new season of Noir Alley, where we focus on the dark side of Hollywood's golden age. Today we've got a peculiar pellicula, one that feels a bit different than any other noir of the era, and it has an unusual title as well, Ride the Pink Horse, from Universal International in 1947. This was Robert Montgomery's second film as a director. His debut effort, made earlier the same year, was Lady in the Lake, in which he starred as Private Eye Philip Marlowe, and told the story entirely through the detective's eyes, an ambitious and innovative idea, and a misguided one, it could be argued. Lady in the Lake was also Montgomery's last film for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, the studio where he'd spent his entire career, going back to 1929. Even though Lady in the Lake was a relative success, critically and financially, MGM was not supportive of Montgomery's desire to direct the films he starred in. And that's why he ended up leaving his home studio for the fresh air of Universal, which had recently been reformed through a merger with International Pictures. Montgomery set up his own company, Neptune Productions, in association with producer Joan Harrison. She had established herself as not only one of the few female producers in the business, but one of the best, with an affinity for tales of psychological suspense. Now, that makes sense, given that she learned the movie business as a protege to Alfred Hitchcock. For Harrison, this was a potentially tense return to the studio where she'd gotten her big break, but had her heart broken. The 1944 Universal hit Phantom Lady put Harrison on the map, but only a year later she walked out of her Universal contract over changes it made to her next film, The Strange Affair of Uncle Harry. She moved to RKO, producing Nocturne in 1946, followed by the fabulous 1947 noir, They Won't Believe Me. Joan Harrison and Robert Montgomery were unlikely comrades. While she was decidedly liberal, the conservative Montgomery was fast becoming one of the most prominent anti-communist crusaders in Hollywood. Despite personal and political differences, they had great respect for each other. When Montgomery said he wanted to go even further with the image makeover begun in Lady in the Lake, Harrison had just the project, a film version of a recently published thriller by one of the newest and best crime writers in America, Dorothy B. Hughes. Her novel, Ride the Pink Horse, is a hard-boiled classic. The setting for the story is a town in New Mexico, San Pablo in the film, but clearly meant to be Santa Fe, where Dorothy Hughes lived. The writer's familiarity with and empathy for the region's indigenous Mexican culture is an essential part of what makes this film unique. And look past what appear to be stereotypical depictions of Latin Americans to what's actually going on. The tourists, cops, crooks, and one vengeful war veteran are all interlopers in a community that predates, by centuries, their incursion. And while some modern viewers will squirm at 18-year-old ingenue Wanda Hendricks playing the part of Pila, complete with swarthy makeup, you have to give a pass to the casting of Sabino Tomas Gomez. He was Hispanic, and for his portrayal of Pancho, Gomez became the first Hispanic actor nominated for an Academy Award, Best Supporting Actor. Joan Harrison wrote the first draft of the script, making some significant changes from the book, which I'll point out afterwards. For the final script, she had the savvy and good fortune to secure one of the best and busiest writing teams in the business, Ben Hecht and Charles Lederer, ensuring that the film would be snappily paced and full of terrific dialogue. The production also benefits greatly from the camera work of Russell Meddy. Check out the opening shot, a prowling single take that in hindsight seems like a practice run for the legendary opening shot that Meddy helped construct for Touch of Evil 11 years later. He also visually exploits the merry-go-round that gives the story its title, an actual carousel from Taos, New Mexico. Joan Harrison convinced its owners to let her use it for the movie. She had it dismantled and shipped to the Universal lot for filming, then sent it back to Taos. A little of the film was actually shot in New Mexico, just a few days' worth of exteriors and scenes within the landmark La Fonda Hotel in Santa Fe, which figures prominently in the novel. Also featuring Andrea King, Art Smith, and Fred Clark in just his second feature, this is Ride the Pink Horse.